What's that now? Battle Club is for the Pokemon? Ooh, that explains why that guy didn't fight back. Hey, how do you get bloodstains out of a shirt? Hey, what's good, Joe? Soul here, and welcome back to the story mode. So, once again, I'm a little late on this, and I apologize. But allegedly, after Pokemon Worlds, they actually dropped a little trailer for something called Battle Club. We finally know exactly where our online capabilities are going to be utilized. Essentially, the idea is that you and 3 other players essentially enter something of a free-for-all with the modern mechanics of Legend ZA. Pretty simplistic rule set too, each of you gets access to 3 Pokemon and the first person to 3 points wins. You get a point every time you defeat a Pokemon. So, pretty neat and straightforward. They did exactly what I wanted them to do with these new mechanics for this game, and that makes me really happy. Don't get me wrong, I always have and always will love turn-based RPGs. However, it's a little hard to argue against the fact that action RPGs are generally just a little bit more engaging. So the fact that they went out of their way to utilize this for online mechanics makes me extremely happy. However, it's probably a little too early to celebrate when we don't really know all of the details, right? Especially when the details that are presented do bring up just a couple of concerns. Yeah, I don't think I need to spell it out for you guys. The drill, you know that. Why don't you go ahead, sit down, and get cozy for a moment while we talk about the positives and the negatives in regards to the Battle Club feature in Pokemon Legends ZA. The first positive being the fact that we only have access to 3 Pokemon at a time. I like having a limitation like this because it forces you to strategize more than you normally would in a situation like this one. Yeah, this is an action RPG now, and your wins definitely will revolve around how much active skill that you put in. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that you could just pick whatever Pokemon you want and just get away with whatever you're thinking. Which team of 3 is going to help bring a balance to this fight that will help you get ahead? I like needing to think like that, because if I had access to all 6, I would be kind of overwhelmed, right? But more importantly, because of this limitation, battles won't take insanely long. If you had the option to switch between all 6 of your Pokemon during something like this, it would take forever just to get a single point, even if it was just to 3. People would be swapping in and out of Pokemon that have the highest health count and that could take the best damage constantly, so it would just be kind of a nightmare. Yeah, cutting that in half, especially with what we're going to be talking about a little bit later, was probably the best decision they could have made. It's one thing to barrel through the story mode with a team of 6, but online, it would be a noticeable difference if we had to do something like that. So I'm really glad they cut that shorter. Or at least that's how I feel right now. Who knows, maybe once I actually have my hands on the game, I'll change my tune a little bit. And who knows, maybe down the line we'll get an update that gives us a rule set modifier that allows us to have access to all 6 Pokemon. Again, I still think that's excessive, but you know, if that's what the people want, then that's what the people want. Next to that, kind of piggybacking off of the first thing here, even if you lose all 3 of those Pokemon, you just kind of reset and get right back into battle. I like how quick and simple it is, how seamless it is to just get right back into battle. I'm really glad nobody has to end up in a situation in which they have to sit there and wait for the battle to end. Twiddling your thumbs, watching as the winner is made, even though you never even got a chance. Wouldn't that be upsetting? Well, there's nothing to worry about apparently. Not only are you back in the battle damn near instantaneously, you can make a miraculous comeback if you try hard enough. Or at the very least, that's what's advertised, given the fact that that Mega Evolved Dragonite's Draco Meteor took everybody out in one go. That's insane. And to me, that means that if your setup is strong enough, you can come back from literally anything. And that's pretty damn sick. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, these next 2 positives have question marks next to them because I'm not entirely sure if these apply to online aspects just yet. But given how Pokemon has always worked, it's kind of hard for me to imagine a situation in which this isn't the case. But regardless, held items and abilities are a thing in Legends ZA, so I imagine that's gonna be applicable to online situations as well. Again, like I always say, if you know for certain if I'm right or wrong, please feel free to correct me. But it is nice to know that we have something a little familiar in this unfamiliar battlefield that we're not used to yet. You don't know which of their 3 Pokemon is going to be utilized for stall tactics, so maybe they're rocking poison powder and sleep powders and stuff like that to really, stall out the game, so you need to plan ahead, get a Pokemon with poison heal abilities, or make sure you have the right berries on you. I don't know how paralysis works in this game yet, but I imagine that's going to be very terrifying to have to deal with on the battlefield, so I would take every measure possible to make sure that my Pokemon do not get paralyzed on this very active free-for-all battlefield. I feel the exact same way about my Pokemon being put to sleep or frozen. That is extremely scary when you have 3 other people gunning for you. So again, assuming that Battle Club allows held items and abilities, that could bring an insane amount of strategy to this. But on the very good chance that these things aren't a thing online, it would be kind of unfortunate if I'm honest, but in reality, it would be a lot more balanced, probably, maybe. I don't really know. Okay, we've yapped enough about the positives. Let's go ahead, flip the coin over. Boom, that's tails, it's negatives now. Actually, scratch that, I lied. One thing that I want to mention as something of an in-between because I don't exactly know how it works yet, but the power-ups. Initially, I thought this would play out as closer to a negative because this just seems kind of excessive and overpowered as opposed to just utilizing actual strategy and items and abilities to get ahead like we always have, but I actually don't know what this means for this game yet. I did make sure to scrub through to make sure that I didn't miss any vital information in regards to the power-ups, but they didn't really talk about it at all. They just kind of brought it up, and every single time a trainer went to go grab a power-up, we didn't even get to see what it did. So I don't know what to think of the power-ups yet. It's kind of a rogue element right now. It could definitely make the fights more fun. It could definitely make it a lot more miserable. I have no idea what to think of them yet, but it is an interesting element to say the least. I don't know, depending on the situation, these power-ups could definitely make or break the game. So I'll hold my tongue on this for now. We'll see what plays out with this. Okay, so moving on to my actual first negative, the fact that there doesn't seem to be a like for fun option in the menu. I'm not entirely sure where this picture surfaced from. I have to assume it was probably from somebody playing the demo and they just looked through the menu and found this. But all of our options consist of ranked battles, private battles, check your news, link trades, mystery gifts, and titles. Focusing primarily on the Battle Club stuff right now, private battles means that you can join up with friends to do your own personal, battles amongst yourselves, and then ranked battles. There's no in between. Why not? Maybe I want a stress-free environment where I can test out the teams that I have on hand. I want to be able to try new things, try different teams, try different setups. Why do I have to go immediately to ranked for that? Oh, well, that's what the private battles are for. You just gotta grab your friends. What if my friends don't want to play with me? Okay, granted, I'm probably gonna be playing this with you guys on stream or something like that. But regardless, there should be a stress-free option in which I just play with randoms and not have to stress about my rank. I don't know if they've been paying attention, but most online games have some form of quick play options so that you don't need to stress about rank when you're testing out a character or testing out a kit or something like that in the game that you're playing. Trust me, I like playing ranked and getting my rank up and getting better and improving and things like that, but there should be situations in which I can play and not have to think about my rank all the time. I don't know how harsh the ranking system is going to be this time around, so maybe I'm blowing this out of proportion for no reason, but I still think that there should be a for fun or a quick play situation going on here, because why not? Next to that, and when I say that I mean pretty damn adjacent, there's no fill feature because of this. What if I do have one homie that wants to play at like 2 a.m. or something like that? Cool, great, awesome. We can't do that because we need at least 2 other people to be able to play, and if we don't have that, then what? We just can't do it? What is it with Pokemon never wanting to have an actual fill feature on their stuff? Why is it that if I want to play with 1 other person or 2 other people, we can't just have the internet search for us to grab another 4th random that wants to just play? And we're actively punished by having an NPC that's weak or useless. Why can we not fix this? We've had solutions to situations like this for ages now. Why are we not taking advantage of that knowledge that's just floating around out there? This is another one of those situations where I truly do hope that I'm just speaking out of my ass here a little bit too early. But given Pokemon's history with online play, I don't think I'm being all that out there, am I? So yeah, both of these decisions back to back is absolutely baffling to me. And I really do hope that maybe with this era where they've decided to take things back a step, they could actually consider eventually adding a for fun or, just stress-free mode where you can play with randoms and your friends at the same time. And we have a fill feature. I don't know. Apparently, this is asking too much. This right here, right? Which is insane because, again, plenty of other games have been doing this with no problem whatsoever, but whatever the case. My last concern now is that AoE moves look busted as hell. What do you mean? That one Draco Meteor from a Mega Evolved Dragonite killed everybody so quickly that this trainer that already lost once and had to run it back won the match. Like I said, I am all for anybody having a chance to get their get back and come back from an insanely unfortunate set of circumstances. But my God, that is absolutely ridiculous how overpowered some of these moves can be in certain circumstances, especially when we have access to something like Mega Evolution, Earthquake, Magnitude, Surf, Muddy Water. These moves will decimate all the time, and it's not funny. Okay, it's a little funny, and this is like barely a negative. I just find it insane how strong that was. And I don't know, I guess I'm a little scared. I think I might genuinely break my controller in half if I'm in a situation in which I'm about to win. One of those Pokemon is super weak, and then all of a sudden, the guy comes back with a last-ditch effort and uses Explosion, kills all three of us in one frame, and wins the match right from under me. I will be sick to my stomach. What do you mean one good lava plume and we're all fried? I don't know, man. that one might be a little on the insane side. I don't know. Regardless though, scary as that possibility is, I think I would still definitely find myself playing this a lot because I would just have to find a way to strategize around it. Pokemon that would absolutely just tank any big AoE moves that are out there and just do my best with that information and knowledge. All of this to say, I'm really looking forward to Battle Club. I love this battle style. I don't know if I've mentioned that to you guys, but I really do like the setup that they have going on here with these mechanics, and I really cannot wait to get my hands on them, especially for an online setting. I did not expect them to do this at all, so the fact that they actually did and pretty much made it exactly what I expected brings me genuine joy, and I cannot wait to play with friends on it, to play with you guys on it, and to go online and get my rank up like a nutcase, because I will be spending probably an absurd amount of time on this. So I'm really looking forward to it, but hey, you know what? Maybe that's just me. So that just about does it for this one. I'm really looking forward to the online aspects. It looks like we're gonna be able to do like regular trading and stuff like that. Wonder trades would be really funny in this, but I kind of doubt that would be a thing, so that's totally fine. But regardless, I am looking forward to it. Hopefully we could see a situation in which we get updates that could maybe patch up some of these things, balance things a little bit more, and make it so that we do have a mode where we could just play freely with friends online with other people and not have to worry about it too much. But we'll have to play that one by ear. But regardless, I'm passing the mic over in your direction, and I want you guys to tell me everything that you're thinking in the comment section below. Do you agree that Battle Club looks really fun, looks really interesting, and it's going to be a lot of fun to be able to test out all of your different Pokemon in a setting like this one and have to strategize differently than you would in a turn-based setting? Or are you on the opposing side? You think this looks dumb, you're not interested at all, it just doesn't appeal to you, and this game does not need an online mode at all? Tell me everything that you guys are thinking in the comment section below, because you know for a fact that I'm always going to be down there with you guys. But with that, it does appear to be skedaddle o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and do exactly that. I'd like to thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly do hope you enjoyed. Do me the greatest favor of dropping a like and a comment, and consider subscribing for more content just like this. And with that, I'm gone. So thanks again, hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Doing the greatest favor, taking good ass care, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!